Okay, let's start our webinar. So we're going to introduce BIM 360 today. And actually, what is BIM 360? Whenever you see 360 behind Autodesk solution, which means it is related to cloud technology. And actually, Autodesk have a lot of cloud software, such as you see that the Autodesk Construction Cloud, Format, InfraWorks, Autodesk Revit, AutoCAD, etc. And actually, the Autodesk Construction Cloud is our main focus today because this Autodesk Construction Cloud was launched last year in November, and it includes 4 items. First one is BIM 360, and then we have purchased 3 companies last year. It's Assemble, PlanGrid, and Building Connected. And the BIM 360 is still our core in the whole family of the Autodesk Construction Cloud. Okay. Inside this BIM 360, we have 7 components: docs, design, build, plan, coordinate, layout, and ops. And our main focus today is docs and design, because in this CIC BIM competition, we'll use Revit as our BIM modeling tools. So you have to use design to help you to synchronize the model on the cloud and collaborate with your teammates. Sorry. And for the docs, docs actually is the foundation of the BIM 360. It allows you to store all the information such as PDF, PDF, DW drawings such as AutoCAD, and Revit drawings, and up to 50 formats, file formats you can upload and view in the BIM 360. I will introduce more of the functions later. Sorry. Okay. So let's have a quick look of today's rundown or agenda. In the beginning, I'll tell you the big picture of the BIM 360 and how do you manage the site or security. But actually, I believe that because we are starting from a very simple project in this competition, so I may ignore or just skip this admin and security part. And then I will do more on some real demo of Revit collaboration with the cloud. So let's have a background information of BIM 360. And in fact, BIM 360 is not a new thing. I have done the training of BIM 360 about since 2 or 3 years ago. And previously, you may heard about Autodesk have A360, Autodesk 360, A360 Drive, blah, blah, blah. Actually, when you have registered a free Autodesk account, you can enjoy the A360 service, which is a free storage, include 5 gigabytes, and you can run one project. However, it cannot allow you to sync the Revit file like BIM 360 design. It's just like a Dropbox or Google Drive, let you drag and drop the files in the cloud and then share with others. So this is totally different. In this competition, we are going to use some professional solution, just like what we have done in the AEC real practice. We will use BIM 360. And in the past, we have BIM 360 team, docs, glue, fill. All those components are separate. And in April 2018, we have migrated all these BIM 360 components into one single platform, which is the Autodesk BIM 360. Also our topic today. For this online viewer, which is quite useful and handy, especially just, for example, if you have a Revit 2020 Revit file from your classmate, but you haven't installed the Revit software on your computer, but you want to take a look of it very fast, so you can get this file on our cloud engine, and our cloud engine can read and open that file. So you can have a quick look of it, and it gives you a temporary storage about 30 days. And you can always stop the storage or extend the storage period. And for BIM 360 usage, how do you use it? Do you need to install anything? And the answer is no, on computer. So if you use BIM 360 on your computer, you just need to sign in to our website with your Autodesk account. And if you want to use it on your Android or iOS mobile device, you just need to download the app, BIM 360. As you see on my screen, I have a lot of B, the BIM 360 plans, BIM 360 team, docs, blah, blah, blah. Actually, you can forget all of this BIM 360 app. Just download one app, BIM 360, because this is the latest app which are compatible with our current platform. And those old or outdated app, they're for existing project, and they will migrate together in the future. So just download BIM 360 is okay. Okay, so let's have a quick concept of BIM 360 package. As I mentioned, we have a lot of components, the 7 components: docs, build, design, coordinate, and plans. But in the AEC industry, we always classify BIM 360 as 4 packages: docs, design, coordinate, and build. For the docs is the core of the entire BIM 360 site or concept, and it allows you to store all the information, and you can do the design review or markup and set folder structure and permission in docs. And once you have set up all this thing in your project folder, you can work on it with Revit or AutoCAD. So if using Revit with BIM 360, you have to use design, the green puzzle. Design, which is a function, allows you to synchronize your Revit project to the cloud. And also, you may heard about PAS 1192 or the ISO 19650 workflow. And design, which allows you to simulate part of the workflow of ISO. And for the coordinate allows you to merge different Revit models together and do some clash detection. You may find that, oh, it is somehow similar as Navisworks. And actually, if you're adopting design and coordinate in the early stage of your project, it could be possible that your clashes could be reduced significantly in the quantity, because when your models are working in the real time with different team members, so the clashes should be reduced if your coordination and communication is doing well in the former stage. And for the build, build is actually for construction stage. So in the construction stage, you may need to, especially for the contractor, they may need to issue some safety checklists, quality checklists, and commissioning checklists. Also, they may need to collaborate with subcontractor, so subcontractor can submit something via BIM 360 build, and then we have some workflow set by default in build. So those submitted package will send to the contractor or the general manager, and then will distribute to the architect or engineer, the design consultant. And these 4 packages could be fulfilled the needs of different building stages. So this table offers you a clear concept of what is inside the BIM 360. Actually, in the left-hand side, you see the name module. Module is a function or icon in BIM 360, and we have 10 modules at the moment. So for the first 5 modules is the basic one, and in this BIM competition, you mainly use the document management, and possibly you may have the chance to use design collaboration, because at the moment Autodesk is still arranging the license for you. So you may the soonest available of the BIM 360 will be next week, so you can try on it later. And for the other modules, you can just have a concept of it. It's okay. It's not important at this moment. Skip it. So this table, from the left to the right. From the left is the conceptual design stage of the building project, and then to the right is the as-built or handover period of the project. So in these stages in this building cycle, you'll find that the document management it should be used from the beginning to the end. And for the design collaboration, design, which means the 360 design related to the Revit model, should be used from detailed design stage to the later stage. And some students may ask me why we don't use design collaboration in the conceptual design stage. You can use it, because I found that maybe some designer find it is very difficult to fill in all the detailed information in Revit in the beginning stage. But if your Revit skill is more advanced, you can use it in conceptual design stage. So for the other module, I'll just skip it. Admin management. Okay, so I will give you a very quick concept of the admin management of BIM 360 site. Because later on, when you have to work in contractor or design consultant, you need to know which position you are in. You're inside the BIM 360 site, because many of our Hong Kong clients and projects, they are changing their workflow from traditional practice, just work local in the local server, to our BIM 360. And in BIM 360, there are three. The hierarchy is very simple. There are 3 levels of people here. The first one is the account administrator or the owner of the BIM 360 site. They have the full control of everything in those 360 sites to manage the license and permission. And they can create new projects for the 360 site. And after they have created the project, so they can assign the project administrator, such as a project manager or architect, to manage the entire project. And the project administrator can invite different project members to join this 360 project. So the duties of different roles is listed here. For the account admin, they have to make sure the 360 site has set up and with sufficient license, and then create projects, and then assign project admin. For the project admin, they have to select which servers, such as design or docs or build, they should use, and then set up the folder structure for the project, and then invite the members, and then set up the permission of the folder of different members. Inside BIM 360 docs, we have 6 grades of permission of the folder, such as view only, view and upload and download, etc. So you have the chance to try it later on. And after they have set up these basic things, they also need to fine-tune the workflow, such as the issue workflow, review workflow, and RFI. RFI is the request for information. Basically, when you are operating a building project, you may need to do markup and issues in BIM 360. So what is markup? Markup is just you highlight some problems on the drawings or the model so the others can see the problems, but it means nothing, because if you highlight something, no one will follow up if you haven't assigned this task to specific people. So if you do issue, so you mark your problem or highlight your problem and then fill in some description, and then you can set the due date and set the people to finish, to handle this problem. And this person, when you issue, when you create the issue, he or she will get the email of this issue. Okay. And after a period of time, the project admin or the account admin, they should review the project performance of the building project. And because BIM 360 is very intelligent, so everything you fill up, the form, the issue, markup, or you delete the model or upgrade a new model, it will be recorded in BIM 360, all the user behavior. So it will it can provide you some insight or summary report of your project. So this is a more, this picture shows you a clear concept of BIM 360. So the account admin can create different projects. Different project can be run by different project admin and project members. Okay. So this is the website you will need to use later on. So remember, this is the b2.autodesk.com. You just check in, log in this website with your Autodesk account. And then this is the user interface of the BIM 360. And you will not be the account admin. Maybe you will be the project member or project admin, but later on I will confirm with you later. So you see these line icons on the left-hand side is the module I've mentioned before. So you will probably use document management as your major module in your project. Skip this. Okay, so this some of these records or activity logs could be viewed by project admin or the account admin, and all these records cannot be changed. And in the real practice, the business owner or the project owner, they like this function very much. And these reports can also be exported for them to back up. For the security of BIM 360, let's have a quick talk with this. Autodesk have acquired the ISO and the SOC standard, which is the highest standard for the cloud service company. Okay, just skip this. Okay. For the document management, I'll talk a little bit about its function, its major features, and then I'll go to some demo. For the document management, basically it have 5 major features. First of all, is allows you to create folders and set up the permissions, and then you can use the review and approval workflow in our document management module. Also can do some transmittal, just pack and send the package to the other user. And the core function, I think, is the design review. So it allows you to mark up, do issue management, do version compare. Version compares allows you to compare 2D drawings such as PDF to PDF, AutoCAD to AutoCAD, and then Revit to Revit. This is very powerful function. And also, the last one is the connected BIM workflow, which is related to the design function. I'll talk about later on. So this diagram is showing inside the BIM 360 site, the document management is the base, is the foundation of the entire site. All the information, the drawings, the model should be put inside this module. And then on top of it is the design collaboration, field management, model coordination module. They just extract the information to process another function. So this is the document management module icon. And okay, so inside document management, whenever you set up a new project, you'll find that there is two default folders. One is plans, another one is project files. Plans, which means you can put all the drawings, the completed drawings, onto the plans folder. And for project files, you should put all your Revit work in progress model into these folders. And it can also accept miscellaneous items such as photos, videos, or Microsoft Word or Excel in the project files. Okay. Okay, in the left-hand side, there is a menu, the menu. You see that in the ARC folder, the blue one, with 3 ... This is the radio button. When you click on this radio button, it will pop up a contextual menu. And there are some functions could be searched here, such as create a folder, rename a folder, or set the permission, or even you can select subscribe. What is subscribe? Subscribe means you don't want to always check your BIM 360 on the website. So when you select the subscribe, whenever a user uploads some new items to your folders, you'll get an email notification immediately. Issue, I will talk about issue later on. For the design comparison, this picture is showing the DWG, which means the AutoCAD drawings. You can compare the same drawing with different time. For example, this is from September and October drawings, version 1, version 2. They can be compared in 2 styles. The one showing here is the split wheel function. You can drag the blue line from left to right to compare. Or you can use the stack over function, stack over the drawings to compare. Or the other way to do the comparison is from different floor plan. You can compare the first floor to the roof plan together. Review and approval workflow. I think it is a little bit complicated in this BIM competition, so I'll just skip it. It is for real practice. For the desktop connector, you have to download it on your computer. So whenever you have some AutoCAD or other components you want to share with your team members, or you want to collect it from BIM 360, you don't need to go to the website. You just click on this BIM 360 drive on your computer, which is, the name is the desktop connector, Autodesk desktop connector. So you can download it, and then every time when you drag and drop something there, it will synchronize to our BIM 360 cloud immediately. Set online course, I'll skip it. So for the design collaboration package, for the BIM 360 design, it is quite flexible to use, because no matter you're doing a small project or a very complicated project such as some mega stadium project, you can also use 360 design. It allows you to create different workflows with BIM 360. Okay, but for the 360 design, it has 5 major features. First one is offer a single work sharing platform for all your Revit team members. And the second one, it has some workflow management mechanism. As I mentioned before, it allows you to simulate the ISO or the PAS workflow. It also allows you to use the Revit and IFC to share the working package with others. And the third one is to monitor the teamwork progress. This is quite important. I'll introduce the concept later on. The next one is the upgrade Revit cloud model. Oh, this function is interesting. As you may know that Autodesk have new Revit every year. So the current version is 2020, right? But maybe a few months later, we will have the 2021 version of Revit. So you may need to keep upgrade your Revit models after a period of time. This is quite annoying, I understand. And it may take you about maybe few days to upload the entire project, because you may have, wow, I have hundreds of linked models of my Revit project. So it is a very headache issue. But if you're using our 360 design, our cloud engine, BIM 360 cloud engine, will help you to do this upgrade automatically. If you choose to upgrade, it will help you to upgrade automatically. So you don't need to waste time on it. And the last one is, you can mark some issues for your design collaboration works. So you don't need to just do some screen capture and then send email to your classmate or colleague. You can just type the issue on the 360, and then all this issue will be marked in 360. So you can always check on it, and then avoid human mistake efficiency. Okay. Okay. Because our time is very limited, I'll try to speed up my presentation and then jump to the demo section. Okay. Maybe I try to do the demo first. Okay. For now, I'm using the Revit 2020 in my computer. You can download the Revit on our autodesk.com. We have the student versions, which is free for all students. And then once you have downloaded the Revit 2020, remember to do one thing, which is very important. You have to log in here, log in your Autodesk account here. Once you have logged in your account, and then you can create a new project. Because for the demo purpose, I already created a project before. For example, I'm trying to do the role play in this section. So I'm the architect, and I'm also the structural engineer. For example, when I start up the project as an architect, so this is the architectural project. Okay, at the same time, I also open the BIM 360. You may try to log in the b2.autodesk.com next week. And go to sign in. Okay, so if you have registered your Autodesk account, if we have successfully assigned a license to you, you see this page. Maybe you have fewer functions because I'm from Autodesk, I have all the license, but you see that maybe you see the project homepage or BIM 360 docs. So you just click on it. Maybe some students, they don't know how to register the Autodesk account, but don't worry about it, because you can refer to my previous videos. when you go to YouTube, you just click, type the HKBIM, and I should have some video to guide you through the process of how do you register the account. So just click on my name. And then I will have some videos. You can search about it. Yeah. Okay, so go back to our BIM 360, this web page. So when I successfully log into BIM 360, because I'm at the highest level of the hierarchy, I'm the highest level role as account admin. So I can know that I have 22 projects here, and I will select BIM 360 demo folder. And this is the project members, and I go to the document management. You can see that I only use the Firefox. You can also use the Google Chrome. I would suggest to use these two. Okay, and actually I have set up some subfolder in this project already. So if you are in the future, if you have chance to set up your own project, you find that, oh, we have 2 default folders here, and I'm going to assign project for you for every group of every group of students. For example, here I just create a folder for my demo section, Carol demo for CIC, and later on you have to work on this folder to synchronize all your Revit model here. Maybe I create another project subfolder. So I create this subfolder. It should be brand new, nothing here. And what should I do in my Revit? So this is Revit 2020. I go to the 3D view, and I have logged in my account. What should I do if I want to synchronize the model to BIM 360? I just click on this tab on the top, Collaborate. And when you click on the Collaborate, you go to this panel, Manage Collaboration. You find that this icon, just click on it. And this dialog box will pop up. You can, there are 2 options. You should use this one in BIM 360 document management with the cloud icon, and then click OK. And then you should choose your site, because I have multiple sites. But I think that you will use the Hong Kong University site or Cinex Cans. I'm trying to fix it. So just have a concept of these 2. For now, for demo purpose, I just select the Cinex Can. And then I have different projects in my site. I just choose this one. And then choose project files. Don't worry about it if you don't remember, because I will set the permission for you to access specific folder, so you don't have so complicated folder structure. Click on it. And then this is the folder I just create in my BIM 360, right? Oops. This is this one. Click on it and then initiate. Initiate. So this is a small project, only have 17 megabytes. And what is Revit doing right now? Actually, it is doing several things. The first thing is it is creating a local cache or local backup file in your computer. And the second thing is it is trying to synchronize, upload your model to the cloud. Okay, let's wait a little bit. Maybe 1 or 2 minutes. And then actually this is for the first time you upload the model to 360 sites. It may take a little bit of time, but later on when you working in your project, it will not take so much synchronization time because it has some delta information. Okay, so it finished the upgrade. So you may ask me, when should I start my first upload to my BIM 360? Actually, I would say that as early as possible, because if your project is very big or your model is very big, so your synchronization time, it takes longer. So when you start from an empty project, it is okay as well. Okay, so because for example, you want to start to work on your project today, but you don't have BIM 360, you can still use the save function, save it in your computer. And afterwards, I will assign the 360 to you, and then you can try to synchronize like what I've shown you before. Collaborate and then synchronize. And this step only do once. You just start to synchronize once, and then you find that, oh, that icon is missing, right? But instead of it, you have two icons here. These two icons are very important. The managed cloud models and the published settings. I will talk more about this later. Okay. So go back to our web page. You'll find that inside this folder, this model, it show up here, which is the model I just upload. So you click on it, you see that it is a version 2 because the version 1 is on my computer, and this is the version 2. So the copy in my computer, I can just throw it away because later on, all my version will be saved here. So I can keep this version, is okay. When I click on this model, so this is the model in my Revit. It's the same, no difference. But the different thing is you don't need to install any software to check this model. And when you right click on this model, you can have the contextual menu to hide items. And you just need to click on your mouse with the left button, and then it can navigate around the model. And then you click on, for example, this wall, go to the properties icon here. It will show up all the information of properties, which is the same as what you have typed or what you have created in Revit. And you find that there are some buttons here, some functions. For example, these levels. All these levels, they're the same, extract from Revit. For example, I click on the level 2. It will show only level 2. It will create an automatic section box for you to view, to look around the model. Or if you don't like this function, I can show right click and then show all objects. I can use the section box here. You see this icon? But be careful, because when you click on this, sometimes it has 4 options for you to choose in different dimension. This is the section box. You may need to click on the triangle. So if I want to choose the C plan, so push it up. Push it up and down. Or you can even rotate the section. Or you can do some measurement here. And this is in inches to unit. I can set the measure settings here. So set it to mm. Okay, and then done. Yeah. And Okay. You'll find that there are some markup too. As I mentioned, design review such as markup, version compare, and issue are the major functions of document management module. So you can use the markup and issue here. If you want to use markup, let me check whether we have the drawings plan. Oh, right now I just upload 3D views. You may find that my 2D views, the floor plan or the section, the drawing sheets, they're empty. So what should I do if I want to upload the Revit drawings to BIM 360? Because you found that in my Revit project browser, I have different plans here, right? I've already created different floor plans and I want to share with my team member on BIM 360. I also have the sections or elevations. Drawings, elevations. And right now, what should I do is make use of this one, the published settings. Click on it. And then I create a new set of drawings. For example, I call it set A. And then okay. And you have to choose which view or the plans you want to upload to 360. For me, I want to choose the floor plan and then some elevation and some 3D view. 3D view, those views are created by camera. The camera is here, I think, yeah. And then I want to show all my drawings, the title blocks. And then one, you have select all things and then save and close. Oh, cancel. I have to click on it, set A, and then save and close. So what happened? Actually, we can open it again. You find that in my set A, I've select all these plans to be published in BIM 360. So just save and close. And okay. So when I want to save something, for example, I create something here, maybe some wall, just do it by random. And so I want to synchronize these changes to my BIM 360. There are two buttons for you to save. You should ask me what is the difference between these two buttons. For the save, which means it saves your local backup, your local file. For the synchronize, it is doing three things. The first one is save a local backup. And then second, it synchronize the changes, the new changes to BIM 360. And at the same time, if you have different members, they also work in the same models, it will help you to download all the changes. So we just click on the synchronize here, it's okay. And then there's a box here. This box, for a good practice, you don't need to change the path. You can type something here. For example, I said create walls, and then okay. And then I think this is a good practice because you can remind yourself or others that work with you that what changes you've made in this synchronization version. Okay, reload latest. Okay, so you see that it is very quick. And when we go back to our BIM 360 again, okay, maybe I refresh. It should be very free, right? Version 3. So let's see what happened. You found that nothing changed. It's still V2, right? What happened? Why? Because we have a very important concept in BIM 360. Let me explain to you. So first of all, we choose BIM 360 and we sync our Revit models. We are Revit user and then sync our model on the BIM 360. However, at this time, only the Revit user, they can view the model. And when every time you click on the sync, maybe every day you have update the model 50 times. So it have 50 versions, right? So your BIM 360, we were busy, have 50 versions to upgrade. And it doesn't make sense because if you're the architect, you update 50 version, and then the owner will ask you, why you give me 50 version? I just want the latest, your submission version, right? And so this time, the 50 version just keep inside the Revit team. This is named the synchronized version. And if you have to submit works, the submit version, we call it the publish version. You have to publish the Revit models for others to do the design review, the markup, the issue. And right now, the published version, the published model could be viewed by all stakeholders in the project. So how to do the publish? Remember, there are two buttons. So this time we use the Manage Cloud Models. When you click on this Manage Cloud Models, Revit is collecting the information from BIM 360 to check which project you have to access. You have to access, right? So I click on this. I have two projects. I click on this. And it takes some time to load the information. You will find that I have 4 projects here, but I just create and do this. This is the one I just synchronized. Yes, 4:47 p.m. So this is the work record. When you see that there's 2 tiny icons here, you click on this actions and then view versions. This is your Revit synchronized version. So your 50 times synchronized daily would be record here. And you found that I have marked the create walls in my dialog box before. It will show up here. And if you need to restore your previous Revit version, Revit model, you can always click here. But be careful, once you have select this, it cannot go back. So I can see my version, okay, and I want to publish this version with the walls. So what should I do? Go back here, and this tiny icon, it's too small, right? Let me make it larger. Here, I have a better picture to show it here. Missing? Anyway, just remember here is okay. And then I'll click on it. It will say that, do you want to publish? If you publish, all the others can check your 3D and 2D drawings. So I say yes, publish. And once it is done, the publishing workflow, it will become green color, this bar. And you'll find that, this icon, it is moving up, which means it is pushing things to BIM 360. So let's take a little bit time for it to upload. And when it is doing the upload, I would like to show you here, this icon, the left-hand side. You can find that it is uploading, and the version could be checked by here. Every time when you publish a new version, it will be recorded in this history. And our BIM 360 would not delete all your Revit model. It will keep inside the BIM 360. And because our storage is unlimited, so don't worry about it. And the latest version is this one. We should take a little bit of time to wait about it. But when we go to I want to check here. So right now, it is processing my Revit set A drawings here. Remember, I've selected all the plans and drawing sheets and some 3D view. So I can take a look of my drawings here, right? Good. And this is the version 3. And another amazing function of BIM 360 is the speed view function. Here, in the bottom, in this bottom bar, this icon, click on it. And this is the plan level 2, level 1, okay. Okay, this is still processing. I'll just close this one. Maybe I do some markup first. To mark up, just click this icon, the cloud with the pen icon, and then use this. You can just use the cloud or for example, this, click on here, and then maybe you type something. Wow, so big. That's something, allez, push. Again, I can change my color. Okay, red is okay. Okay. So, my markup is not very beautiful, but anyway, just for the demo purpose. So this markup will be here, but please pay attention of this option. Right now it is private, which means this markup is only for me to use. If I choose publish, which means all the team members in your BIM 360 can view this markup in this plan. And then I close this drawing. And open it again. And then when I click on this markup icon, the markup will be here. Click here. Okay. Let me check whether the speed view is working. Okay, good. So when we click on the speed view function, it allows me to show different views. I can show maybe this is the kitchen view, the 3D view, learning content. So you find that the new walls are here. This is the published version. And then if I choose, for example, this chair. Sure. You'll find that the items I select is highlighted because it is a dynamic, it has some dynamic function, which means when I click on it, maybe I use another drawing. For one, this one is bigger. Split view. they're somehow related. I'm not sure why it doesn't work right now. Which means it is something similar as Revit. For example, I click on these drawings. Level 2. Okay, now remember, when you're using Revit, there are some shortkey function. How do you find this shortkey? When you there's many shortkeys, you can just remember KS. KS means keyboard shortcut. Because when you click on KS, this keyboard shortcuts, you can check all the shortkeys here. This is the way I learned Revit in the past, and this is very useful. Okay, what I mean is, for example, I click on this wall, it should be highlighted in blue color. And the same thing, it should be happen in BIM 360. Yeah. I'm not sure what happened. Some mistake happened here. But anyway, the concept is the same. Okay. Another thing I want to show you, sorry, I may have overrun a bit, maybe 10 or 15 minutes. I want to show you the link model. Okay. So I'll close this one. So this is the architectural model. And inside this folder, I want to role-play the structural engineer. So I close this. I'll close it. And this is my Revit model for structure. And please note that the structural engineer should not just synchronize this model to BIM 360 because all the works must be based on what you have seen in the architectural model and then work on it. Not just you create your own works and then synchronize. It is not realistic. So for me, I'm doing a demo session only. I'll show you how to link others model. Okay, so I do the collaborate and do it again. In BIM 360 documentation, okay. And then choose this. So let's wait a little bit. Previously we have do the markup, right? So the markup will be shown here. For the issue, I also want to make an example. Okay. An issue. Click on this. 2D wheel. So this is the level 2, the second floor. And then I want to make an issue just create issue here. And then I put this cross, put a push pin here. And then you found that after I set the push pin, this form in the left-hand side will be activated. And then you can choose the type of your issue. For example, I'll set it as a design issue, and then keep it open and add a bed. And then I can assign to my team members, such as Waiki. And then due date, I can set Monday or Tuesday. Monday is the due date. And then location, you just ignore it. And then you can add some description if you want, and then create. So when you have finished this form, Waiki, he will get the email of this issue. And then you'll find that in this model, it has an issue icon here. And then you can show it. If you have too many Revit models later on, you can use this, the tile wheels function. So you can have the preview of your Revit model. And this is the structural model I've just uploaded. And for the issues, you can always check this tab. Go to the Issues tab. And because I've used this demo folder for a long period of time, so I have a lot of issues. And each issue is, it has a specific ID, so you can always filter, do some filter to filter, for example, design issue, and then search the relevant issues and design. Filter is on, and then check Waiki. It will help me to sort out those type of issue I want. And you can click on this drawings, and it will help you, it will transfer you to the right place. Okay, folder. So let's take a look of the structural model. Okay, so it should be good. Whenever you see this green bar in the bottom, which means Cloud Engine is processing or your browser is processing. And you may ask, whether do I need to have a very powerful computer to work on BIM 360 on the website? No. For my computer, I'm just using a laptop, a desktop, sorry, desktop. So 16 gigabytes RAM. A little bit old computer, 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah. And right now I have the structural model. And what I'm going to show you is, if I'm the architect right now, I changed back my role as an architect. I want to link my structural, my architectural model to my structural model. What should I do? So, for example, I reopen Revit again. Where should I find the model? You will find that there's an icon here. If those models are from cloud, or you can open the model and you can check. Sorry, here, recent files, which is the related to BIM 360, and then click on the CNX Can or Hong Kong Universities. Just go to my folder. It should be this one, I think. Yeah, this one. Project files. Demo 2. And this is the architectural model. Yeah. And then it is going to synchronize the model from the cloud, and it helps to check whether we have new changes in this model. Okay. So when I am working on this model, I can choose the 3D view. Okay. I go to the Insert tab here, Insert, and then go to the Link Model, Link Revit. It works the same if you have some AutoCAD drawings, LinkCAD. You can put the AutoCAD drawing on BIM 360 as well. So it will open this box, and then you choose Demo 2 and the structural model. And then this model should be set from origin to origin, yeah. The following listed link will not appear. This means in my Revit structural model, I already have link with my architectural model, so it will not show the listed link model. So you are just, because it is a loop, so it will help me to turn off the linked architectural model in my structural model. So you find that my structural model is here. Maybe I hide the other items. This is the structural models. It is bounded by an invisible box, and then you can check it here in the properties. Linked Revit model, RST, yeah, RST stands for Revit structure. And then right now, I'm good because the model has been synced. And then I can base on this Revit structural model to further work in a detailed design of my architectural model. And then you can sync and then make use of always type some comments here, okay? Okay, good. And then this is the synchronized version. I mentioned one more time. You have to publish your models on BIM 360 for others to view. So you have to go to the Manage Cloud Models. And be careful, don't do the published models too frequent, too often, because if you're too frequent, it is meaningless, because the others, your other collaborators only want to make use of your, or make design review on your latest model. And by the way, I would like to mention one more thing about permission. Okay. So right now, because this is only a BIM competition, we only have 3 to 5 students in a group. So we may have very good relationship in collaboration. But in the real practice, you know that in a project, architect or design consultant, they may from different firms. So they may have different subfolders. Let me explain the scenario. So they will like that as a subfolder. They would like to do this for architectural firm, and the other is structural firm. So these two models, they will be sent or placed in these 2 folders. And inside these 2 folders, in real practice, they may need to set, or architectural firm, they don't want the structural engineer to check my work in the early stage. So they may set the permission here. Because right now I'm the project administrator, I have the premium rights in BIM 360. So I have the folder control, the full control. But this guy, Waiki, he's just a project member. Maybe we can assume he is the structural engineer. So I can set, he can only view. So the structural engineer can only view, but they cannot download or work on my model. if you want others to work on your models, you may need to set this edit. They have the edit functions. For the folder control is the full control, which means they can also invite others to join this model or have all this power to change the permission. So please aware of this. And but in this project, you don't need to set all these subfolders to make it simple and more efficient. But in real practice, I want to explain two scenarios in Hong Kong, especially. In Hong Kong, I think this scenario is very popular. Assume that there is an MEP consulting firm. They have won a project named Project CO1. If in a traditional practice, they may, I have four modelers. They work on the drainage, fire, electricity, mechanical, Revit models. There are 4 modelers. And all these models, they are placed in the company server. And in the beginning, they're working very well. But once the project size expands, others may need to reference the other's model. So how do they manage the model relationship? And they cannot make sure the other can be very disciplined. Don't move or don't delete the items in these models. Even they delete, you cannot trace what happened. So this is the disadvantage of the traditional workflow. And the other thing is you may need to ask the IT officer to purchase the storage or maintain the company server from time to time. So this is the traditional workflow. And if we change the situation, we set up this project in BIM 360. So we keep it simple. Right now we just have 2 people, and then the project CO1, they also have the subfolder mechanical and pumping. And these 2 guys, they can synchronize the Revit models from the beginning on the BIM 360 cloud. And the difference is they can still link with each other. But just like what I have mentioned, they can set the permission to control, to protect themselves. Or this is a guarantee that no one could make use or edit their own file. So they can work on it very in a safe way. And the storage and the file history could be all saved in the BIM 360. So it is very good for most of the company BIM project in Hong Kong. And the other scenario is the most complicated scenario. For example, a building project have architectural, structural, and MEP team. In the beginning, they work very well in their own company, assume they are working very well. But when they have to collaborate with each other, they may heavily rely on clash detection, rely on lowest words. And I think that this is so wrong to use lowest word in this way. Because in your execution plan, your BIM execution plan, all things have been set up very clearly. How do you collaborate? And the way of collaborate, and all people should work on the same page, on the same version. However, how do you do the project management? You may need to take a lot of effort to manage all things and the quality and the process. So in Hong Kong, many projects may have a very ideal workflow in the plan, but whether they can really fulfill this plan, I don't think so. And BIM 360 have the BIM 360 design, which is, we named it the design collaboration loop. This loop includes 4 steps. The first one is work in progress, WIP. The second is share and publish the model for others to use. The third one is consume others, publish the model. And then the last one is to link the consumed model to your own work in progress model. So every team, they just repeat this loop again and again. So I will use this diagram to explain the workflow clearly. Assume that the architectural designer, they're the first one to begin the project, and maybe after so they have the model in 360 in the work in progress folder, and then maybe 2 months later, they share. In BIM 360 design, there's a button, the publish, in the Revit model, they publish the model. When they publish, all people, they can view the model on BIM 360, right? This model will be also go to the share folder. In the share folder, the structural team and MEP team, they can take a look of this folder. And if this is what they want, they can click on the button, consume, in BIM 360, which means BIM 360 would automatically copy another Revit model, the architectural model, to their own consume folder. And then they can make use of this architectural model to their work in progress structural model and building service model. And then maybe 1 month later, all team, they can share again, they can publish again. And then this time, architectural designer, they can acquire the model from structural and MEP team, and then link back to the work in progress model. So this is very complicated, but I think it is very necessary for the project collaboration. You see the C4R under the Revit icon, which means it is the old name of the design, 360 design. So all this folder in real practice, but not our BIM competition project, because our project is much more simple in collaboration, only few people. But in a very complicated project, inside the 360 project files, they should set up architectural folder, structural folder, MEP folder, and the share folder for others to collaborate. And this collaborate, we have the design collaboration module for them to keep track of the progress. You see that the color lines means different team. Right here, we have 5 teams, and then there are some bubbles. Some are empty bubbles, some are solid bubbles. For those empty bubbles, which means you have published your Revit model on the BIM 360, but after others have explored your model, 2D or 3D drawings, they find that it is not what they want, or you have some item missing. So they can make an issue to you to change or do revision, and then afterwards you publish another version, and then when they satisfy, they can just click on the consume. We have the compare function on 360. Maybe later on you can try on it. It is very powerful. In this picture, you find that the designer compare the version 3, compare the version, 2 different versions, and then they found that some items have been modified. When they are satisfied with this version, they can just click on the right corner, the consume button. Once they have clicked on that button, it will be a solid bubble. And you find that there's some bubble with number 3, which means in this time slot, they have 3 packages has been published. Some has been consumed, some haven't. Okay, so I have explained most of the important operation and concept of BIM 360. Any question of the BIM 360 design and docs? And you can always go to my YouTube channel. Later on, I'll put this webinar record to YouTube. Let me check on it. I have a model. Maybe I can show you the compare function in a quick way. Right? We can use this one. So we can just use the one we have just created. Okay, here. So you click on this compare icon, and version 2, version 3 compared to version 2. Do we have the kitchen wheel? No, no. Okay, I can select the wheel I want and then try to compare. And then once I click the compare, our backend cloud engine will help me to calculate, do some calculations. You see the green bar here. And then after the process completed, it will tell me that, oh, 6 items has been added here. And then I can click on each item. It will show me the properties. Yeah. And I can even export this result as CSV reports if I need to keep a record. Okay. So I can close viewer if I finish the study. Okay, so anything else you want to ask me for the BIM 360? How to consume the model? Okay. Good question. Okay. Because in our BIM competition, I would not suggest you to use the design collaboration because it is very a little bit complicated for you right now. So first of all, the project administrator. Remember, I told you that we have 3 levels of people and account admin, project admin, and project member. The project admin, they have to set up the team first. First of all, they have to add team. For example, usually I would do, when I create a project, we go back to document management first to set up all the folder. I will create the architectural folder and structural folder first, and then I can create a team, and then the team can refer or link with this folder. For example, I just create a subfolder. I call it 01 ARC, and then app subfolder 02 STR right here. And then I go to the design collaboration, and only project administrator can set the team. And this is only a one-time action. I can refer here, 01. Host. Okay. Because previously I have created folders here and I deleted. Hold on. If I have deleted something, I can always go to this button, delete the items here. And then, Zero, 1. Let me try it again. is it for this box that it is trying to offer me some tips or help me to create a team automatically based on my folder structure in document management. But if I don't want it, I can just skip it. And for the new items, new teams. Let me try it again. Here. Okay. Maybe the system is a little bit slow today. Okay, good. And then close. Let's take a look of it. Maybe we create one more team. Here, we can click on it here. You find that the CO1 ALC have already been taken, so it is missing here. Okay, good. Good, and then we can go to the design collaboration. Inside this design collaboration module, you'll find that the two team has been created here. So as the CO1 ALC is the architectural team, and then the team has been discovered. Go to the document management. Because right now it does not have IFC or Revit models, so I want to put some models in this folder first. Let me try to move. Here, move. And then this folder, move to, click on this radio button, move to the other folder, move. And then I go to the CO1 ALC again, here. You find that it automatically helped me to create a consumed folder and the share folder here. Let me go to the design collaboration again. You see that the set A, which means our Revit models, already moved to this folder. And you see this icon, this plus icon, create a new package. So inside this package, I have the models. I have some drawing sets. I can click on it and save. And then just click share. I can type something of this package or just keep it as default. So you'll find that there is a bubble here, right? And why it is solid? Because I'm architect. I'm the owner of this model. And of course, this is solid. But I'm also the structural engineer, right? So I want to change my role. I just click on the structure. So right now I'm the structural engineer. Or I find that, architectural designer, they have published this package, and then I can click on it. I can click on it, and then the BIM 360 is loading. The file has been shared. Just hold on. I click on it. So I can click on this model to explore and show changes, which means compare with the previous package if they have any. But right now I only have the first package. So if I satisfied with this package, I just click and consume. When I click on this consume button, two things will happen. First one, this bubble becomes solid. And then second, when I go to document management, you'll find that in my structural engineer folder, the consume, there's a folder CO1 ALC, and with this model, which means BIM 360, automatically help me to copy the model to my own folder. And this folder just built by me, not architect. And in the share folder actually is the public folder, which means all the works here I have the team has been done before or published before. So structural architectural designer, they have published this work. Okay. And design collaboration. Okay. And that's the concept of the design collaboration. Maybe a little bit complicated, but I think it is very useful in real practice. Could you please show the compare icon again? Okay. Compare. Maybe this time I use AutoCAD. We try new things. Maybe this. Okay, for this CAD drawings, here is the compare button. I click on it, and then you select the document and the version you want to compare. But remember, 2D cannot compare with 3D, only in the same dimension and the same format could be compared. Plans folder. This one. I'm not sure the result may be some because they are not in the same ratio. So it takes you some time to do the calibration. To view soon. But this is the demo to show you, this is the stack over function, or you can use the split wheel function here. But for the Revit model, they are more intelligent. They can tell you the add the items, remove the items, or modify the items. Modify means, for example, if you have a floor slab, you have changed the thickness, or you have set some openings. It belongs to modify the item, so it will show in yellow colors. Okay, just close it. And maybe some student may ask, if I have a markup or issue something, would it influence my Revit model? The answer is no, because this is only the viewer. So no matter you do markup or issue or measurement, it will not influence your Revit model. For the Microsoft, you can put all your plan here, it supports the Office 365. So I have put this word here. I can open it. And then you can edit the word in the browser. Just like what you have done in Office, in your Office 365 sign in. Of course, you need to have an account, right? So I just okay, so I think that's all for today. How to download? You don't even need to download the BIM 360 because Shelly from Shelly, the officer from CIC, already told me your email. You need to register your email in Autodesk, and then I will assign the license to you next week. And then you just need to go to this website. This website, b2.autodesk.com/login to log in the email you register, and then you can start your project and sync your Revit model to 360. But right now you can still work in Revit, and then later on you can synchronize the model. But at the moment, you can also go to the Autodesk to take a look of the BIM 360. Oops. Oops. Let me go back a little bit. Go to the menu and then products, BIM 360. And you can have a full details of different module and different package of BIM 360. Today we have talked about the document management and the design collaboration, these two. Yeah. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you. Bye-bye.